The Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitted for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans. You don't need them.
And welcome. It is Wednesday, a beautiful Wednesday here in Arizona. Blue skies all over. Feeling pretty good. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy and the other fucking guy behind the controls, making it all work, making it all happen. A very happy Mexican today, Leo. Good morning, Leo.
Good morning, Troy. How you doing today, man?
I am doing good, man. Won a little money on my Mexican friends. Because my three teams, and I don't know if we're allowed to have three teams, but USA, Argentina, just because I like people, individuals, I like Messi, and Mexico, because I love Mexico. I love fish tacos. I love everything about it down there. So, yeah, and I hate Canadians. Just for the record, I hate Canadians. But so far, the host countries. Two of the host countries moved past the round of 32 into 16. So what was your overall take on the game last night against Ecuador and their performance? And
I honestly think they did very well. I'm not sure if it's up to because Ecuador wasn't up to the standard that they usually play, or that Mexico was just that much better, but they played very well. They're passing the ball around. Their defense was probably my favorite part, because their defense is that part, or the thing about Mexico that always tends to kind of drag us behind, because we get a little anxious, we get a little bit too bitey at the ball. Like we try to attack the ball a little bit too quickly, a little too fast paced. But Mexico this time around was very organized. They seemed to understand what their role was, and I mean, we got the dub, so it's amazing. I love to see Mexico do this well. It's not necessarily that they're winning; it's that they're playing well. They're playing good soccer. So like I'm enjoying watching them play at the moment. So.
And when they're playing as well as they are, they can beat a lot of teams.
Oh yeah, very very easily, especially with the basically home advantage. I mean, I don't know if you watch the games, but when they're playing inside that stadium, the atmosphere is ridiculous.
Oh, I was like, Ecuador is fucked when I heard that at the start, and then at the first goal, listening to it.
Oh man!
Oh,
the
dude,
entire stadium was shaking. It was crazy to watch.
Yeah, earthquake in Mexico.
Yeah, basically. I don't know if you saw, but a bunch of the Mexican fans found what hotel the Ecuadorians were staying in, and they all went outside the hotel and were all playing live music, and they were being all loud and rowdy to make sure they didn't get some good sleep. So we had all kinds of things going into play for the Mexican people.
That's funny. I like that.
So just be careful if you're playing Mexico in Mexico. We're gonna find what hotel you're in, and we're gonna get crazy.
And that goalie did a really nice job.
Honestly, though, very, very proud of him, because, having a keeper like Ochoa leave the selection is just like one of those things like where we have a decent keeper in between the goalposts. So it's that confidence of being like, okay, he's a good keeper. We don't got to worry about it. It's a nice
and it wasn't just him where like that. I've seen a few games. And in particular, it was that Cape Verde game during the group play where the goalie had like 16 stops and had no help on defense. There was a lot of good help on defense. Yes. And they did so without creating penalties.
Yes.
That's not easy to do inside the box there, what they had to do to block some of those out.
Yeah, no, and that was, like I said, that was definitely one of the biggest plus sides of that, is being able to see Mexico actually defend properly and not just hacking at other players. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting there to be a lot more yellow and red cards throughout the game, because they did seem to get a little spicy at the beginning of the game. But thankfully, the Mexicans were able to keep their heads cooled off. So that's good because that doesn't happen very often.
I got to explain to Dawn the Olay from the previous night. So that would have been Monday night, whatever the Monday night game was in Mexico, and they were just playing with the ball, like just killing it.
Might have been the Japan game if I had to guess.
Wasn't the Japan game yesterday?
It was on Monday.
Was it on Monday? Maybe it was, but it was so funny, and because you had just talked about it, and they got into it. Even the announcers mentioned it.
Oh yeah, it might have been the Netherlands Morocco game actually, because
Yes,
the Netherlands,
that makes sense.
Mexico and the Netherlands have some history for the World Cup, so most Mexicans were definitely rooting for Morocco to win that game. So
yeah, I was too. Just it was good to see those kind of teams do well and stuff. So that was definitely fun. And Mikey G, how are you?
Doing all right this morning. Hoping that USA can join in on the celebrations as much as the other host countries.
I mean, they better. They're playing Bosnia.
It's not fair is that we got to play Bosnia and Herzegovina, bro. We have to play both of them.
Both the teams at the same time.
This is bullshit, dude. I thought we were the host country. It's supposed to be easier for us. It's fucked up.
All jokes aside, though, the U.S. had probably one of the easiest,
hell yeah,
roads to the final if I've ever seen one. Your hardest matchup won't come up until the quarterfinals, and it's going to be against either Portugal or Spain.
And they're going to get fucked.
I don't know. Spain hasn't really impressed me yet.
Neither Spain or Portugal have impressed me. But I mean, the quality on their teams is it's crazy. They have probably the top squads overall, other than France. But they have some really good team.
France is definitely loaded.
Spain just has, so Spain is like France too. They just got a lot of people on their team that are just, it's like when they sub people off, there's not like a massive drop off compared to like a lot of these other teams when they have subs come in.
That's good. And thoughts on tonight against Bosnia?
Oh, I'm hoping Pulisic is on the field from the start. That's the number one thing I'm hoping for. I
don't think there would be a reason he wouldn't be.
I haven't heard about any of his injuries coming back to bite him.
He was 100% the last game, they said.
So he should be back in there. And honestly, I think as long as he's on the pitch for him, I think that we're sitting pretty, because every game we've watched, he's just, when he is on the field, the team is just, it's a different team. They play faster, they're more confident. And I just like the pressure that they try to play with, because I don't like a team that kind of just sits around and then tries to not lose a game. I like a team that goes out and wins the game, and that seems to be the mindset that they have.
And who is his right hand? Who's his guy that he seems to go to or helps him, or vice versa?
Right now, it's Balogun, Valerian Balogun. I think he plays.
Is that the young guy?
It's a taller black dude. I think he plays for a French team. But
he's pretty young, though, isn't he? Like,
I'm not too sure.
20, 22, he kind of young.
I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what his age is. But he does look like he's a younger lad for sure. But he's just been he's been one of our main goal scorers. Like whenever especially when Pulisic hasn't been on, when we need somebody to create an opportunity, he's been there to do it for us. So that's been, so he plays for AS Monaco. That's what I thought. He's 24 years old. Yeah. So that's the one thing I love about this team, is that they're all so young on this United States team, and that's what we need. We need that youth, and we need that never say die attitude, and I think that's just the perfect chemistry for the squad that we have.
Yeah, I didn't see them previous until the World Cup. I really didn't watch any of the qualifying kind of stuff, just wasn't into that. So just catching up now, like a lot of people are. And he definitely was somebody that, to me, made a difference. Like I've mentioned to you, that some of the teams, that they looked good, they moved the ball well, but there just didn't seem to be that one guy who stood out like it is when Messi's on the field, or even Ronaldo and uh, what is it, Haaland?
Erling Haaland, yeah, for Norway.
They pronounce it Haaland or Holland?
I know it's Holland. Yeah, I've always heard it's Holland.
And he's another one of those. He didn't even he didn't even like make a good kick to score.
Yeah.
He just kind of bumped it and was like, oh, it's going in,
Yeah.
and just rode with it. That was kind of funny. One thing I've noticed though, one thing about the referees or the officials. What do you think that is?
They haven't really been taking shit.
That's true.
They haven't been calling as much stuff, maybe? I'm not.
Thankfully,
Dude,
they've
they
actually
are in shape and jacked.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
they have.
I mean, they're not jacked, big, muscular, but they are super, super fit.
Yeah,
you took that uniform off of them and put them in a soccer uniform. Those guys look like they could play. I mean, they just have that look about them, and just very clean cut, very,
Yeah, I mean, when you're on the field with 22 other players that want to rip your head off, you kind of have to be a little bit built to kind of like to give that intimidation factor from a referee, because the referee plays a very massive role in the game.
Yeah.
Well, they always got to be in position too. Like they got to be there before the players, really. So like they got to fucking. It's like those NFL refs when you see them fucking sprinting down, doing 40-yard dashes. They're fucking outrunning some of the players sometimes.
How many refs are on the field for a football game? Like on field, not sideline, but on the field.
I think there's like 4, because you have the ref in the back, you have the head referee, 2 on the side, and then 1 in the defensive side of the ball, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to say 4. That's a good question though. I actually have never
7 on-field officials.
7.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The more probably be better to have more.
That is funny that you point that out, Troy, though, because I actually, now that you're saying that out loud, because the NFL refs or even NBA refs, like
you occasionally have a fit ref in the NFL that you could tell he's on a little TRT. You know what I mean? But like, I've seen all of them. Just really, really fit, and
you gotta run back and forth on the field.
Yeah. But they have some definition of muscle too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not just thin. That it just kind of impressed me that I just had picked that up on them. So good for them, though. It'll be interesting to see. Do they base the performance of the referees in these games that they're doing now? How do I want to say it? Do they pre-pick it all the way through who's going to be where and who's going to be in the finals? Or do they judge as you go along in the tournament? You can earn your way in, basically. Does that make sense?
There's not necessarily a way to earn your way in, but the refs are chosen depending on the countries that are playing, because they don't want any biases. So that's why they typically won't plan out referees for like the knockout stages until they know what players or what teams are playing against who and in what location.
But then when you get to the semifinals and finals, I'm sure that pays you more.
Yeah, there's a pool. There's like I don't know the way it works in the NBA and the NFL, but there's referees with like a portfolio of like games that they've been able to referee, and like depending on what league they ref in and stuff like that, they're gonna be placed at a higher kind of pedestal than other refs. Like if they've refereed at World Cups before, they're gonna have a better chance of refereeing another game and stuff like that.
But on the current matchups, if you have some controversy, or there's some controversy about one of your calls, or versus just how you think, that doesn't affect it.
To my knowledge, I don't believe so. Just because, I mean, people are gonna make mistakes, and if it's a controversial call, it's a controversial call. So like either way, people are gonna be upset about it. So I don't know. I can look this up, but I believe it's just one of those things that they wait to see what teams are playing in what location, and then they'll get a team of referees to ref that team that don't have any kind of history or bias.
Now, where is
towards
the
those.
final game going to be? Is it going to be in
New York.
Miami?
I
New
believe
York?
it's
going to be in New
believe
York.
it's in New York.
And then what about the two semifinal games?
I believe one's in Mexico and one's in the U.S. I want to say in L.A., but I will double check that for you.
Okay, that would be good because fuck Canada.
Yeah, I actually don't think Canada's get. I don't think Canada don't really have that many stadiums to hold it, do they? I mean, they got Rogers Stadium, where the Blue Jays play, but that's not really.
No, yeah, that's definitely not big enough.
But what stadium are they using now?
I don't know. I'm actually.
Well, they are using one.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain on that.
So first semifinal game will be in Dallas, Texas. Second one will be in Atlanta, Georgia, and then the final will be in New York.
So all three, will be in the U.S. Okay, that's cool. I'm okay with that.
I think that was the intention as well, but yeah. Could you actually look up, see where the hell Canada was hosting their games at?
Well, Canada was one of the hosting countries that didn't play in their hosting country.
Oh.
They didn't play in Canada in their opening game. I believe they played in Atlanta, I want to say.
Fucking losers.
Yeah, but they got to play their round of 32 game in Canada.
Did they? Yeah.
Everybody's gotten to play. All three countries will have gotten to play their round of 32 game in their home country.
Says they played their group stage games at BMO Field in Toronto.
And BC,
which is
Palace,
probably the Toronto
Vancouver.
Argonauts.
Yeah,
Their
probably.
CFL team.
BMO.
Then they have the Vancouver Stadium as well.
Have you been to any of the big stadiums in Mexico?
Me, no.
No.
We could definitely not afford that. But I was joking around with Mike because the only way that the U.S. and Mexico could face each other would be in the finals. So I was all like, if the U.S. and the Mexico end up meeting in the finals, I'm like, we're gonna have a conversation with Troy. We're gonna have to pick up some tickets, man. We're gonna do some loan or something, bro. We're going to that World Cup.
I do want to go to Estadio Azteca.
Oh my god!
Without a doubt, I want to go there.
Beautiful stadium.
I even want to go to the one in Monterey too. I mean, that looked like a beautiful stadium.
with the mountain in the background.
Dude, that's so cool.
God. Yeah, it is sick.
Now you got numbers spinning through my head. Because that would be totally fucked up if the U.S. made the finals.
It would be because that means they would have beat France, the reigning champs.
Let's see it coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Hey, shit, I wouldn't be upset about it.
I saw it in my dreams.
Hey, well, the Simpsons had Portugal and Mexico, I think, in the finals, and the Simpsons love to predict the future.
They're pretty good at it.
Yeah,
and they had Mexico winning that game, so you know what? Let's go. So let's go, Simpsons. All behind.
I'm okay if the simulation means fucking Mexico winning. I guess.
Yeah.
BMO Field in Toronto. It's home to Toronto FC and the Toronto Argonauts, so they share that field together.
There you go.
Is that baseball or hockey?
The Argonauts is CFL.
That's CFL
Toronto
football.
Toronto FC is an MLS team.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Argonauts is it's Canadian Football League. It's where you go if you don't make the NFL. It's like that.
Yeah.
If you don't make it there, then you go to the Arena Football League. So
Arena Football League, is that the flag?
Or the UFL?
Yeah, the UFL. No, Arena Football. That's like the Arizona Rattlers. You ever been to a Rattlers game? No,
I am not. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You can't see my face.
No, they're good. They're honestly, the Rattlers are good as fuck. Like, they're one of the better teams like throughout the arena football history. When I went, probably when I first moved here, they beat the team like 50 something to like 14. It was an ass whooping.
Yeah,
but is it shorter football or is
it's a shorter field?
Okay.
It's exciting though.
It's run and gun.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It was exciting.
You can like start back and run up to the scrimmage line. And as long as you don't cross the scrimmage line before the ball's hiked, you're good. and you can just go. Like where that's not allowed in the NFL, you have to be set.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah, so you got a guy, that's already flying at you full speed. You got to adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually
it's pretty crazy.
Actually, I can get behind that.
Pretty crazy. Now, how long has this Viking Row been going on? Because it is kind of,
It is
even I had to say, it's kind of cool.
It's newer, because they had the Icelandic clap that everyone's been stealing, making their own, which I can respect. That one was around 2014, I want to say, when it originally came out.
Mhm.
This is new. I don't remember Norway, the Viking Row being a thing. I don't know if maybe it just wasn't as popular the last World Cup, but this is definitely like a new kind of thing.
And there's a drummer that helps, like,
Correct.
get the crowd started.
So you'll hear like one of those drums go boom boom boom, and then you'll hear the row. Same thing with the clap. I don't know. It's kind of hard to hear in the games, obviously, because there's so many people like yelling or whatever. But you'll hear a drum beat 3 times. It goes boom boom boom, and then they'll do their row or the clap, what team is doing their thing.
So it says it was started in March of this year.
Okay, yeah, that
Wow,
makes
that's
sense.
really new.
That makes
Yeah.
sense, yeah, because it was definitely very, very new. We haven't seen. There was a celebration that a player did back in like the early 2000s that resembled it, but this is like, as a team, this is a new thing for sure.
I like it. It's pretty cool.
I enjoy it. Yeah,
Said it was started by a Norwegian superfan. I'm gonna pronounce this horribly, but Ola Frøystad.
that
Yeah,
was pretty good.
said it went viral globally during this tournament. So that's right now, but
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty fucking cool. Like something like that caught on so quick. Can you imagine being the guy to be like, yeah, I fucking started that. That's
thing.
for me.
That's sick as fuck, honestly.
And when is it like they do it anytime, or is there like a specific time? Like maybe there's a little bit of a lull in the game and they want to get the team,
Hyped up a little bit.
hyped up a little bit.
I haven't seen like a set like, oh, this is when we do the celebration yet. I think that just kind of when it happens, it happens. I haven't seen any kind of like formula to when it's.
But
supposed to start.
everybody's bought into it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, the players and everything. So
Yeah, it says like it'll be like throughout the match that they'll do it any random point just to boost energy. They do it before the kickoff, post victory, and then it says regardless of the score,
Yeah.
they do it no matter what. So, in it to win it.
I think it seems better than the wave. You know what I mean?
Well, the wave's
The
just been
wave is
around
old.
It's
I was
been
about
around
to
for
say, the
so
wave's been-
fucking
yeah,
long.
This is
exactly.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
It's a
something new.
recency bias.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it in another 4 years. We'll see which one's better.
Everyone's like, God, dude, the Viking Row is just so played out. Oh my God.
It's been 4 years. Get over it, guys.
Come up with something new.
That is
Well, pretty
hilarious.
cool. Pretty cool. Would we have anything else for
I believe that is everything we had under.
under hockey? Soccer.
We do got a
Hockey's
comment
cousin.
from Father Time. Said
All
that
right.
the Viking Row is so much better than those long plastic fucking horns. He hates the vuvuzelas.
Oh, I love a good movie.
I like the thing is when I hear like when I think of the World Cup, like that vuvuzela sound, it plays in my head.
100%.
But I could understand why it would annoy the fuck out of
It
some
is.
people.
It can be super fucking
I
annoying.
get
I'm not
it.
gonna lie.
1,000,000%.
But it brings me back to the South Africa fucking World Cup every single time.
We do have one other big sports story that probably should mention. LeBron James actually
LeBron
announcing
James.
that he will not be playing for the Lakers this coming season. And I got to tell you, if the USA wouldn't be playing today, I would be wearing my Laker hat.
Yeah.
But I got my USA hat on, my shirt, and I'm representing. But yeah, if that wasn't happening today, I definitely would have my Lakers hat on.
So
I'm happy that he's moving on. I wish him well.
Does he have a team in line, or is it just like he's just not going to play with the Lakers?
No, they say pretty much his agent was like teams can make an offer and he'll see who he likes the best. Like But
He's like, who wants me? Is that what he said?
Well, the front runners right now are the Warriors and the Cavs.
I keep
Those are
seeing
the top
I
two.
keep seeing the Warriors
Yeah.
conversation being.
Here's
pulled
the
up.
thing: he's not going back to Cleveland because of family and stuff. He loves it in LA, so he's not going back there, and he can pretty much keep the family and everything in LA and play in San Francisco. That's not that big of a deal. So that's got to be his number one choice, especially, getting to play with Steph. I kind of understand that. I kind of get that. Why wouldn't you want to? But like also the money, they're limited on what money they can give him. Others might be able to offer more. The amount that the Warriors do have to give him is, I believe, like 56, 57 million.
That was going to be my question. Like, how much is a team minimum going to pay for another year for LeBron? I mean, he's getting older. I mean, yes, he is the GOAT. You're going to get jersey sales and stuff like that. But like, what is the minimum number for someone at his age in his position?
Probably just depends on where. Like, I think it's not just about money. It's probably just like the location in terms of where that team is overall. Like, a dark horse team I've seen is the Spurs as well. They've kind of been linked to LeBron for almost like a year now.
Can you imagine LeBron and Wemby on the same team?
Yeah, that would be fucking sick, honestly.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I think it really comes down to a combination of money, but also like who is in the best position to win as well. I mean, that's really I can't see him going to a shitty team. That's for sure.
It's gonna go to the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, good luck with that. Phoenix has got their own host of problems. And unfortunately, he won't solve that. That's
No, their issues are way bigger than LeBron James.
Yeah, absolutely. So
sure,
we'll see where he goes. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. He comes back to Cleveland. And better believe if he does, I'm wearing my Cavs jersey the very next show. 100%. I got a bunch of LeBron Cavs jerseys.
I'll give that to you. And I can understand why you'd want to. It's just
for sure.
I'm just basing it on things
The reality
that
of
he
the
said
situation.
before
Yeah.
and family and stuff. But hey man, at least you might get a week or 2 weeks of living in fantasy land. Life is all about perception. Perception is what real. If you believe it is real, then it is.
Yeah.
That's your perception. Enjoy it. Go on the ride.
I'm putting it out on the universe.
Be delusional, man. Just
Yeah,
go for
just
it.
I can do that. I'm not too bad at being delusional.
Do you think what happens to Bronny?
Oh, he's staying in LA. Yeah, he's staying there.
What, are you kidding?
I think they sent him to the opposite side.
I think they'll send him down to the G League.
Well, he'll be. G League,
but he's not. Is he really good enough? If his dad isn't on the team, is he good enough to even hang around the NBA?
I mean,
I don't know what his contract is, but
the thing is, I've seen some fucking all right. This is the context is different. Like, they're NBA players or professional athletes, but I've seen some fucking dog shit, terrible NBA players, and I do think that with Bronny's potential, like what it could be. And the fact he's so young, like, I think teams will keep him around. But if he's like 25, 26, and he hasn't looked any better than he does now, then no, he's not going to be around.
I don't think he's going to be around.
Contract ends in the 26-27 season.
Yeah, so this is coming up. Like, this is his last year probably with LA, and
it doesn't have to be his last year in LA. He might have already had his last year in LA. Just that contract means nothing that he will still be playing there.
It is guaranteed though.
I'm expecting him to go to the G League.
For what? $5 million?
2.2.
3?
2.2 to be exact.
Yeah, see, I was even being nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that 3.2 million is nothing. They'll dump that. Here, take it.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, dude, that's how it is. I saw that Ben Simmons might try to make a comeback.
Ben Simmons.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah, he was like, he's open to joining the 76ers and then somebody else, and I was like, you should be open to anybody signing you at all. And
that's what I said.
I've never seen somebody with so much talent that was like also that just didn't seem like they gave a fuck about basketball at the same time. Like, He won a fishing championship recently, and everybody was
Fishing
on his ass
championship.
because he was in the picture for it, and everybody was just like, "No fucking way! This dude won a fishing championship before an NBA
You're
championship."
doing side
It was
quests before it.
hilarious. It was. I mean, it's cool as fuck. I think that's really cool, but like, that dude can't go anywhere without catching strays.
Well, he was very talented, but he's also got he didn't play up to his potential, and he's got a big mouth.
Yeah, he just didn't care. Like you could just tell in the way that he played. Like, and that was the narrative around him. All the executives are like, this dude doesn't care about basketball.
Right.
So I mean, that's on him. Maybe he's realizing the opportunity that he squandered, and he's trying to recollect it.
I mean, because he is still
He's got the talent.
younger.
Yeah.
He's like 29 or
Yeah,
something like that, 28, 29.
he'll be, if he comes back, he'll be at best probably a really good role player, and I think that's the ceiling. And
29.
yeah, so
Yeah.
like I don't know.
And I agree. If he wants to play that role,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if
somebody might get him for that role, and he might not. He might not show up for you. You
Yeah.
might be cutting him 10 games later.
Yeah, that's a real possibility
Yeah.
as well, considering he's been away for what 4 or 5 years, nah, 3
No,
4
it
years,
hasn't
something like
been
that.
that long.
It's been so like either way, I don't see a team will sign him, but it's gonna be like the vet minimum, and he's not gonna get a lot of minutes, especially at first.
Right. I wouldn't think so. So I'm happy about my Lakers and having a new era, like really officially begin and letting it be Luka's team now.
Mhm.
So maybe the Lakers can compete a little bit and move up in there because it's just going to be hard. There's so many good teams right now, and it's just going to be a dogfight of 3 or 4 teams in each conference.
Yeah. Well, I
Honestly.
mean, with Kawhi going to the East now, it definitely makes things a lot more congested in the East for sure. Because it's really a crapshoot in the East. Like anybody could win it, but the West, you're kind of really expecting off the top of your head, San Antonio or Oklahoma City.
Right.
But with a team like
sense.
the Lakers or even the Timberwolves could try possibly make a run with trading for LaMelo.
Exactly.
So we'll
That
see.
team's going to be crazy, by the way.
Who?
Post-game interviews,
Oh.
pre-game interviews.
The Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball and Ant on the same team.
We'll see if those two play well together. That's my biggest question.
All I know is they're going to get fined every game. That's for
They're gonna be-
sure.
they're gonna be talking mad shit. That's what I'm saying. They both got that ego, so we'll see.
No, I think they because their play style, like their personalities actually mesh pretty well. I think their egos are gonna be set aside, in my opinion. Something's gonna click on that team. I don't know if it's because of how like not serious both of them are. Well, they're obviously serious
Right.
on the court, but they're
Right.
just not serious at all. And I think they're gonna play well off of that each other. How the rest of the team's gonna deal with both of them, that I don't know.
Well, actually, the timing is crazy because I just got a notification. T-Wolves reached out to LeBron James.
No way. That'd be a fucking.
That would be
That'd
crazy.
be a
honest.
solid fucking team.
LeBron, Ant-Man, and LaMelo. That actually might be a
Because then
pretty
Bron
good-
doesn't have to do much moving around, does he?
No, he can just
He
fucking
just-
facilitate.
yeah, dead
he
ass.
can just be the floor general.
Low key, I don't like Minnesota, but I'd like to see that. I would actually like to see that.
We'll
That'd
see.
be kind of sick.
We'll see. See what happens.
It's hard to go back to the cold, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying.
Man, Minnesota fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, and nightlife?
Yeah.
Dude,
I've heard nothing
I-
good about living in Minnesota.
dude, literally 9, 10 o'clock on a Friday, Saturday night, they roll up that city. I'm
Jesus.
serious. There's like nothing going on.
Like hibernating for a few.
I guess they
Yeah.
they must hate money then.
Well, I'm just telling you, I've been there and I've never been back.
I don't blame you.
At least not like to stay. I think I might have had a layover or something, but
Against
All right.
your will.
yeah, definitely against my will.
England is still losing to Congo, by the way.
Yikes.
Wow. So, very serious. This is something very serious that I wanted to share and talk about today. And I don't know how all the different media outlets handles it. My guess is, Fox News probably, aired a little bit of it. mainstream news, they don't want to deal with this story. And if you're a parent, it's absolutely crushing to you to have your child, even though they may, legally may be an adult now, they're off to college, but to have your child killed by someone who shouldn't even be in this country. It's absolutely insane. And there was a hearing yesterday, and in that hearing, I got to tell you that I listened to the mother, and I'm not ashamed to say that I had tears, serious tears, listening to the mother talk to the politicians, and she scolded them. And she did it in the right way. And I think we have a few different videos we're going to share with you. But the first one, do we have the first one? Do we have the Jayapal?
Yeah, it's that one right there. Yep. But nope, the other one. You were just on it.
This one.
The first one. First tab.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that. All right, let me just make sure people can see this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go.
Law enforcement who try to enforce immigration law, and that community members will actually come forward and be witnesses in these prosecutions to report crimes when they happen. The Trump administration, however, has ignored decades of research and has done the exact opposite. They've blurred the lines between immigration enforcement and law enforcement so much that they essentially no longer exist. They've destroyed trust in communities and created fear and even deported witnesses to important crimes so that then those crimes cannot be effectively prosecuted. On top of that, the Trump administration has diverted over 28,000 officers from their critical law enforcement activities to work on immigration enforcement instead. This has led to non-immigration criminal prosecutions falling to their lowest point in decades. Gun prosecutions have fallen more than 10%. Investigators worked 33% fewer hours on child exploitation cases. Nearly 1 in every 5 FBI agents has been reassigned to arrest immigrants instead of conducting complex criminal investigations of corruption, espionage, terrorism, cyber attacks, and transnational gangs, all things that are necessary to keep Americans safe. Similarly, around 1 in every 2 drug enforcement agency agents, 2 in 3 Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives agents, and 1 in 5 U.S. Marshals have all been reassigned to immigration enforcement. From within ICE, thousands of Homeland Security Investigations, HSI agents, are focused on immigration enforcement instead of their stated mission of combating transnational crimes such as drug and weapons smuggling, child exploitation, and human trafficking. During the immigration enforcement surge in Minnesota, federal prosecutions of gun and drug offenses dropped by nearly 90%. 90%. DHS's former chief of staff says that as a result of all of this, our government is, quote, asleep at the wheel and less prepared to stop terrorist attacks than at any point since 9/11. For what? For what? What are the results of that? Arrests of immigrants without a single criminal conviction surged by 770%. And these immigrants of all immigration statuses get locked up or deported or disappeared at tremendous cost to you, the taxpayers, and to the traumatized communities that are left behind. That's not a public safety agenda. That's a public safety disaster. So let's just remind people about what this immigration enforcement strategy of this administration has led to. Under Donald Trump, ICE doubled in size. Instead of funding Americans' health care or housing or childcare, Republicans poured over $210 billion into ICE and CBP. DHS officers killed 2 U.S. citizens in cold blood in Minnesota. Have we had a hearing on that? No, we haven't. They beat and detained countless U.S. citizens for exercising First Amendment rights and broke down doors without a warrant in violation of the Fourth Amendment. ICE has imprisoned 400,000 people just in the interior of this country since Trump came in. Parents, children, military veterans, U.S. citizens, people on valid visas, and people who have never committed a single crime. The private prison companies who incarcerate these people get massive profits. They turn around and then contribute to Republicans and Trump's campaigns while maintaining the most horrific conditions inside the prisons that have led to a record 51 deaths in ICE detention just since President Trump took office. So what does all this do for Americans? It hurts them. Their communities get torn apart, their kids lose friends, their businesses suffer from lack of workers, and guess what? Americans actually lose jobs due to harsh immigration enforcement. The Brookings Institution looked at increased ICE enforcement in 86 metro areas in red and blue states and found that up to 297,000 American-born workers have lost their jobs as a result of ICE's increased enforcement. That all needs to stop. Our hearings should be on how public safety has been hurt thanks to this administration's policies, or on holding people who killed and detained American citizens accountable, or on the numerous times that this administration denies due process in violation of our Constitution. That is what the American people want, not more of what we're doing today. More than 60% of Americans now disapprove of Donald Trump's immigration policies. Americans want Trump and Republicans to focus on lowering grocery prices, stop giving tax breaks to billionaires while stripping health care from tens of millions of Americans. But just like Trump has insulted Americans by refusing to sign the most consequential bipartisan housing bill in a generation, calling it unimportant and a, quote, yawn, he's insulting Americans by continuing these harsh immigration policies that hurt safety and hurt opportunity for all Americans. Republicans instead want to coerce states and localities into doing the federal government's job, despite numerous court orders that have declared immigration detainers unlawful violations of the Fourth Amendment. They want to force local police departments to prioritize their limited resources on immigration enforcement, instead of encouraging all community members to come forward and report crimes without worrying about theirs or a loved one's immigration status. I hope that this committee does hold hearings on the unconstitutionality of this administration's policies. But certainly, when Republicans are no longer in office after November, we will do just that in the majority. I look forward to hearing from all of our witnesses today, and I yield back.
Yeah. If they win the House. it's going to be a bloodbath. They'll be coming for everyone. What you do have is common sense, and the Supreme Court had a few rulings yesterday. Some of them came out in Trump's favor, as they like to say, and some came out in favor of other groups. I like to just say they pretty much, for the most part, just interpreted the law. They don't really do that on the Democratic side because they vote consistently one way, but Republicans don't do that, even on the Supreme Court. And so you had a couple of defectors like Roberts and Coney Barrett and, those that joined in with the Democratic Supreme Court justices. And my whole point in that is just that they do this deliberation, and the bottom line is, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, if you're unhappy with the result from the Supreme Court, they've given you a roadmap for the most part on this is how this part's going to work, but here's what you can do. And we don't want judges legislating from the bench. And that's to get some of the things that we wanted that kind of would have had to have happened. And I'm not for that happening on either side. I don't want to see that happen. But on Democrats, if they nominate judges, that will definitely happen. We don't want that to happen. We want them to say, okay, this worked out this way because of the language you put in the law, and we can't add language and assume that you meant this. So what the fix is it's not that the Supreme Court made this negative ruling. It's just the fact that they need to change the law to get the result that they wanted from the court, and the court couldn't give it to them. They need to go to Congress and do their job. And when it comes to immigration, when you just hear Jaya Paul, she just is one of the most evil women, I think, in politics. She is just evil. And do we have what's the other part? Do we have the Lawler part?
Yeah, we got them getting into it. Yeah.
Them getting into it?
Yeah, it's
so
that
this is not going to be as long, right?
No, the other one, you had it. Yeah, it's that one. That one's about 6.5 minutes. But we can cut it out.
Where's the part where they start to get into it? Maybe start just before that.
Do you know, give or take, or?
Let's see.
Yeah, try there.
Entered the United States. Border Patrol caught him. They apprehended him. But then, because of the Biden administration's ludicrous open border policies, he was released into our country. A month later, he was arrested for shoplifting in Chicago. Under existing law and the law at the time, he should have been deported right then and there.
Point of order, this is not an introduction.
By our federal laws.
Point of order, this is not an introduction, it's a speech.
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Mr. Chairman,
disgraceful.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, for ruling on the point of order.
Here,
Mr. Chairman.
precisely because you have failed to do your job.
Yes,
Mr.
for
You
ruling
wonder
Chairman.
why we had 4 hearings? It's because you don't understand the consequence of sanctuary policy.
Mr. Chairman,
gentleman
unfortunately,
will
we won't
suspend.
give our approval for people to introduce their constituents if people don't stick to the rules. So I appreciate the chairman's insistence that we stick to the rules and that you have the opportunity to introduce your constituent, which I
Right, and
think you have
introducing
done.
my
So
constituent
thank you very
is-
much, Mr. Lawler and Mr.
is
Chairman.
sharing the
please have
details
committee
of her death.
be in
You may not
order.
want to hear the details. It may be an inconvenience to
Mr.
you,
Chairman.
but these details matter.
The gentleman will suspend. We have an agreement with the minority that the introductions will be introductory only, so if I could just ask for the gentleman to make that introduction and conclude.
Sure. When you send your kid to college, you should be worried about making sure they go to class, or hopefully that they have a nice roommate, or how to help them get a summer internship. not worried that illegal immigrants are shooting them while they're out with their friends looking at the Northern Lights. It is shameful that we are here. Not because this is the fourth hearing, but because we need to have 4 hearings to make people understand the real-life consequences of the disastrous sanctuary city policies. So while some of my colleagues may not want to hear the truth, the same outrage you feel about Renee Good and Alex Preddy,
Mr.
you should
Chairman,
feel about
would you
Sheridan Gorman
please
and
end
Laken Riley
this-
and every Angel
end this
family in
statement?
this country.
I do feel that
Unfortunately-
outrage.
You do not,
Do you,
because if you did,
do
you would
feel,
not support
do you
sanctuary
feel the
jurisdiction.
outrage about Alex
You should be
Preddy and
ashamed
Renee
of
Good?
yourself.
You should be
ashamed
You don't
of
belong in
yourself,
this committee.
Jamie.
You should get the hell
You're a
out of here.
disgrace.
You don't understand the
You're a
rules of the committee.
disgrace.
You don't understand the Constitution.
You're a
Mr.
disgrace.
Full of
Raskin,
it.
Mr.
You're
You're an
Raskin,
absolutely full of
absolute
it.
disgrace
Mr. Raskin,
supporting
get a hold of
sanctuary
yourself.
Say
policies.
one word about
Get rid of
Mr.
Say one
sanctuary
word about
policies.
Alex Preddy and
I
Renee
did.
Good.
I
Oh,
wrote a
really?
whole New York Times op-ed about it. You should be absolutely
follow the
ashamed of
rules of the
yourself
committee. Get out of
for
here.
not
The committee will
opposing
be-
sanctuary policies that resulted in their daughter's death.
The committee will be in order.
Mr. Chairman, I just
going
want to
to-
say we will not allow, thanks to Mr. Lawler's outrageous outburst, we will not allow this to happen again. This was an
will-
agreement
we
between
will
the
proceed-
chair and the ranking member, and unfortunately, you're not able to
We will
control your
proceed-
members, so it is time for us to proceed.
Your opening
yes.
We will
statement was
proceed-
outrageous.
we
You
will
should be ashamed of
proceed in
yourself.
order.
I yield back.
Get off of it.
Let's try to conduct ourselves in a civil manner.
Speak that to your member, Mr.
Support journalism you
And
trust. Support PBS
The next
News.
part is what's going to
Donate
be
now,
so hard.
or even better, start a
The
monthly
next part
contribution today.
is actually listening to the mother. Something that Jayapal there had to sit and listen through. And if you think she's mad now, I don't think that's going to get any better for her. These girls were, well, in this case, this girl was just brutally shot, chased.
You like me to play the video?
Yeah, I'm just be prepared for it. You know, it's tough, especially as a father watching it. When I watched it yesterday, I just sat in silence and I had tears in my eyes because this is just something that didn't have to happen, because that guy didn't have to be here. This isn't a guy who didn't have a rap sheet. He did. He had committed crimes and was not deported. And there was just failure after failure. And they just kept letting him go until he finally did this. Go ahead.
Thank you for your testimony. I can't imagine how difficult this appearance is for you, and we thank you for being here today. And we'll now proceed under the 5-minute rule with questions, and we'll begin with Mr. Tiffany.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's
Thank you,
this is
Mr.
before
Abraham and Mrs. Gorman, for being
because
here.
that's cutting out her
we're-
statement. We want her statement that he just thanked her for. Yeah, you see it.
Sent my daughter to Chicago because
Yep.
May affect miles away from being carried.
I sent my daughter to Chicago because I thought it was safe. You hear all the rhetoric in the politics. I sent her there because I thought she was safe. No, she wasn't safe. It never would have even occurred to me that this could have happened. Yes, you know, Mr. Abrams talked about, as a parent, you worry. I worry about car accidents. You worry, you know, that they'll drink too much. You never even conceive that she would be murdered, shot in the back of the head by an illegal immigrant on a pier going to see the Northern Lights with her friends. It's not even something you can even conceive. And I just have to say one thing, because it's been plaguing me. And this is how messed up the situation is. This is why I'm sorry. I get so upset with your butts, and you don't want to talk about this. This is the 4th hearing. Do you know what I'm thankful for? And this is so messed up, I'm going to say. I'm thankful. After hearing, I didn't even know what an angel family was. Had no idea, never even heard about it. There's so many out here. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that my daughter was just shot in the back of the head, not raped, murdered, dismembered, put in a garbage can like Megan Boss with bleach poured on her, and they didn't fight her for 50 days. And you can actually dismiss the angel families. You can say, but you don't want to hear four sessions on angel families. I'm sorry, you need to. You need to. I'm actually thankful that my daughter wasn't raped. How messed up is that? That I'm thankful every day that she was just murdered, not raped and dismembered. Like, think about that. Like, how messed up is that? Do you know what I thought of this morning when I got up? What the joy of, anyone have a baby here? The joy of picking out their first outfit that they're gonna wear on their ride home from the hospital. I had to pick out my daughter's last outfit, and she was a fabulous dresser. We had 100 people come to our home, 100 friends and family came to her home. We had her cremated, actually, after. And they all decorated her urn with rhinestones. All of them put it on there. She's fabulous, even in death. But the first time, all the excitement of having a child and then having people make excuses and buts. I'm sorry, this is unacceptable. There are so many angel families out here. And the day that I have to wake up and be thankful that my daughter was only shot and not raped should tell you something. It's crazy.
Thank you, Mrs. Gorman. And by the way, you used the term sorry early on when you answered that.
This part wasn't her opening speech. This is when people ask questions. Does it go back far enough?
No, it looks like it starts.
Maybe look for
So here's one that's a
Gorman opening statement.
Yeah, I can send you a link to the. It's about a 11-minute video.
Yeah.
In the drive.
Here, just go to YouTube and just type in Gorman's mother. It'll be the fucking first thing that pops up. It's like, can't miss it.
Gorm.
MAN. Right there. It's the second one down. And then it's a 10-minute video. One more. There you are.
Where Jessica Gorman.
Yep. They break into it.
And the mother of Sheridan Gorman is now making her opening remarks. Let's listen in.
Plans to build something with her life. On March 19th, Sheridan went with friends to the lakefront in Chicago because they hoped they might see the northern lights. She never saw those lights. The man accused of murdering my daughter is Jose Medina, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela who should not have even been in this country. And even after committing a crime and having an outstanding warrant, he was left on the streets of Chicago to murder my innocent American child. But this story, it's not about him. This story is about my Sheridan. It's about how failed border policies, sanctuary city laws, and twisted leaders refused to cooperate with ICE. They sent her to her grave. It's about a government and politicians that forgot their first priority. And the question before this committee is painfully simple. When did protecting our American citizens stop being your first priority? And even more important, why did protecting our American citizens stop being your first priority? I want an explanation, I need one, and I deserve one. But first I want you to know who my Sheridan was. I want you to understand what we all lost because of your mismatched priorities. My husband and I have always joked that our older daughter, Madeline, is our pride. Well, Sheridan was our joy. From the moment she was born, Sheridan was pure energy, enthusiasm, laughter, fun. She was the kind of person who made every room brighter and usually a little louder. Which is why when Sheridan was in kindergarten, I remember going to her first parent-teacher conference. I was a little nervous because while she was the sweetest little girl you could possibly imagine, she was also the chattiest. I remember sitting down across from her teacher, bracing myself and asking with bated breath, "So, how's my Sheridan?" I'll never forget when the teacher looked at me very seriously and said, "I only have one thing to say to you." Oh, my stomach dropped. Then she said, "Your Sheridan stalks the buddy bench." I remember blinking at her. I'm sorry, what? She said, your Sheridan stocks the buddy bench. I was totally confused, and I asked, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And what exactly is a buddy bench? And the teacher smiled and said, it's a beautiful thing. She explained that they had a bench in the play yard. She said that not all kids are as outgoing and confident as your Sheridan, so the children were told that if they wanted to play or if they felt lonely, left out, shy, they could sit on that bench. And then the other children were told that if they saw someone sitting there, they should go over, talk to them, ask them to play. And apparently Sheridan, my tiny kindergartner, had appointed herself the guardian of that bench. Every day at recess, instead of heading straight to the swings or joining in a game of kickball, my daughter hung back and hovered by the nearby tree, just watching that bench, just waiting, just in case someone might need her. Kids didn't even have a chance to fully sit down on the bench before Sheridan was rushing over to take them, to take their hand, pull them away. Girls, boys, first graders, kindergartners, it really didn't matter to her. If a child looked lonely, Sheridan went over. If someone had no one to play with, Sheridan was there. If someone felt invisible, Sheridan saw them. That was my daughter, and that is who she was until the day she was stolen from us. And I honestly can't make sense of it. I cannot make peace with it. And in what world does the child who spent her life making sure no one was lonely die terrified and alone on a pier in Chicago? In what world does the girl who saw everyone become invisible to the people in power responsible for protecting her? This cannot be explained away, and it cannot be buried beneath a list of unrelated issues that you all paraded before us. Thanks for telling me without telling me that, you're here, but you don't want to be. This is the fourth time you had angel families. Thanks for telling me you don't care. This cannot be buried under your slogans, your statistics, or excuses, and this just can't stand. So today, I bring this back to the buddy bench. I think Congress needs one. I think every governor, every mayor, every sanctuary city official and politician shifting blame and interest, hiding behind their slogans and talking points should have to all sit on one. And I challenge you all to sit down with me, take my hand, look me in the eye, and then explain to me, because I just don't understand. Explain why people here illegally matter more than your American citizens. Explain why sanctuary policies matter more than my Sheridan's life. Explain why cooperation with ICE was too much to ask for, but asking our American parents to bury our children is somehow acceptable. Ask me. I need you to tell me. I want you to imagine that little girl on the buddy bench, that innocent college freshman with a heart full of compassion and a head full of dreams that was gunned down by an illegal immigrant, I want you to imagine that was your daughter, not mine. What if she was yours? Would you even hesitate for 1 second to act, to make changes? My Sheridan spent her whole life choosing others. Today, I'm just asking this committee in our Congress, in our country, to choose her. She was worth protecting. She was worth saving. And she was worth your brave vote. To all of those who have supported us, who have prayed for us, who have cried with us, and to those who have had the courage to speak out and say Sheridan's name, thank you. Because every time you say her name, you give a piece of her back to us. You remind the world that Sheridan was not a talking point. She wasn't a statistic or a headline. She was our daughter. She will always be my sweet sunshine. And if the people who failed her would rather look away, then I'm asking the rest of you to look right at her. Here she is. There's she and I. Here she is. This is taken the day before she died. Say her name, tell her story, and demand better. Because my Sheridan Grace Gorman should still be alive. And no mother should have to stand where I am standing, begging elected leaders to value my child's life after it's already too late. I cried when I came into the room. I saw this poster that you made. It says, at every stop, the system had a chance to stop him. At every step, it failed. And my daughter paid for those failures, your failures, with her life. No family should ever have to bury a child because public officials fail to put American lives first. I'm just asking you to choose us. We choose you. We choose you. Choose us. Why does my child matter less than an illegal immigrant? Why? Listen, I have a heart. I love immigrants. Two of my best friends in this whole world are immigrants. They came here the right way. I absolutely think they make America beautiful. But my daughter's beautiful too. I need you to think about what these policies are. And I need you to imagine this is your daughter, because I'm very sure you won't be cutting off anyone when they're speaking. I'd be very sure you won't call this a political stunt. The grief is real. Every day I wake up with unimaginable pain. Do you know what I wake up in the middle of the night and I think, did my daughter cry for me? She made it 40 feet. She made it 40 feet running for her life. Did she cry out for me? She died on that pavement all by herself, lonely, bleeding on that pavement. And I will never ever rest. I actually have to say that I am devastated. My husband and I, we're only a couple years away from retirement. I've worked my whole life so hard. All I wanted to do was just enjoy our children. Just wanted to enjoy my Sheridan, my Madeline. And now I'm bitter. I'm bitter because I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover. I love children. I love pumping people up and making them feel good about themselves. I'm not racist. I'm not xenophobic. We've done everything right, my husband and I. We taught our daughter to be wonderful, beautiful person. Her love was extravagant. And now I'm gonna have to spend my last waking moment, I'm gonna have to spend fighting against these policies, fighting for people to say her name. So, if you have the courage, please come talk to me. Come sit on that bench. I'll buy Congress a bench. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. We shouldn't be screaming across the room. I mean, we also shouldn't say but, because I have to just say, and I understand that you're here for a reason. I don't understand why it's only the Republican side that cares about our American children. And I know that you're a mother. I know that you're a father. I deeply value that. But basically what you just did, what you said was, I'm so sorry for your loss. I have a daughter too. I have a son. I feel your pain. You don't. You don't feel my pain. Because the next words out of your mouth were, but. There's no but. When your child is in a coffin, there's no but. And I need you to understand that. And if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. I'm going to buy you a bench. You can put that on the record. I'm going to buy Congress a bench. And they can come and sit and hold my hand and look me in the eye and explain to me why illegal immigrants are more important than my daughter. I really want to know because I don't understand. Please, I welcome you. I will listen. I will listen. I care. I just need you to explain it to me because I don't and I fear I will never understand. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. I can't imagine how difficult this appearance is for you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller says, Stephen, how'd you feel when you saw the decision come down?
To be said.
She did.
Well, I had two feelings. First, the fact that it was.
And these politicians just don't care. They care more about someone coming into this country illegally and providing them benefits. You know, they have it all mapped out. They have the scam all mapped out. Because part of the scam has been over, the last 10 years or so has been asylum. If you go back 30 years ago and you go to the border, you see how many people claimed asylum. That wasn't a thing they did. And they used that rule, the asylum rule, to get people in here, and then they would do the catch and release then. Okay, you're in, you're claiming asylum. Well, we need to make sure. So, there's got to be a judge involved and stuff that has to be talked to. And, that people would just go out into the country and get lost. They wouldn't show up for their appointments to become U.S. citizens. that just hurt so much. And, because I have a girl, and then I think of this one, Sheridan, and I think of Lincoln Riley, and they get mad. They get mad when we bring up those names. It's like they don't have a soul, man. And I believe that partly to be true, that they don't have a soul. But I'm supposed to be upset because somebody that didn't have to be where they went, that on their own decided to go to some place and was taught some bullshit about how to protest. And it was just a, miscellaneous protest against ICE, and just show up. She gets killed, and that's, ICE is just killing people. It's just happening left and right. And it's not. And I think that's one of the mistakes that Donald Trump has made, is that he's been so public about it because he ran on it, where Obama wasn't as public about it. He would talk now and then about it, but it was not as big a deal, and he deported more. And people will say on the left, well, Obama deported more. Why? The problem is Trump. The problem isn't Trump. The difference is that nobody on the left went to protest Obama, who did the same thing with the same motherfucking guy, Tom Homan. Trump's using Obama's guy. It's just so frustrating. And then to hear, that there's been 4 hearings, and you could just look in jail, Paul. She's just angry. She's bitter. She hates this country. She hates Americans. I don't know. That just really hit me hard yesterday. I didn't know how many people would really talk about it or share the video, but to me, it's just one of those things people need to see to have the real effect. Like, me just talking about it is not as powerful as what she just did. That's powerful, because she had the lived in experience and is still living that experience. So I don't know if these kinds of things ever change anything, but understand, when they call you a Nazi and other kinds of names, just remember things like this, that these people do not have the moral high ground to stand on and look down on us. They don't have it. There is no good reason for us to not be doing the mass deportations that Trump said he was going to do. He should have the money. The money's been appropriated. But why? Because there was some shitty publicity in Minneapolis? We wanting to stop? No, we want you to finish the job, dude. Finish the job. I don't know, after things like that. I really don't. Where are we going? You know, and we all have to like compartmentalize our lives today. We have to put things in different boxes and then put this in this box here and set it over here, because you just can't stay in it. You know, you just can't stay in it. You still got to live. And I started reading some articles last night, and these were, you know, these were New York Times. They were Washington Post. These are not conservative newspapers. And I was reading them for the purpose of not exactly what the headline or the story was, but to just see how the person presented it. And my God, it's so left leaning that it's going to tip the paper over. It's going to capsize, because just the way they phrase things. And if you read it and you read about the economy, they just the negatives, the whole column is negative and paints a negative light. There was an article was talking about areas in the South that are growing really fast now. And one of the areas is in the area where my daughter is, in Nashville, because she lives in Nashville and not far from the stadium, about 5 minutes. And so people were talking about when they moved there, and now things are getting more expensive because people are moving there. And it's like, do y'all realize that, you know, your property values really went up? And the reason they went up is because of these new people coming in. Do you get that? But it was a negative thing. And it was a negative thing, like this bar owner put like $5 million in renovation, so he had some money, and has been operating this music bar that's was an old warehouse. So they have different levels. And he was talking about how the property taxes and that. And I understand that. But that guy's property is probably quadrupled. And if you're tired of fighting in the service business and in a restaurant, get out, cash out. Somebody will buy that thing right now. You're not going to walk away broke. But just the way it was presented in the article was, you know, oh, he's broke and they're just barely making it. And like, man, this guy is better than that. That's not the case, really. Yeah, just the way it presents different. They present different things. I'm back to doing that kind of thing, reading all those different sides. And I had somebody on the. People were arguing with me on the one TikTok video about the transgender stuff, and that it's law. Well, they can't get done from surgery. They can't get secret surgery without their parents' consent. And again, another liberal newspaper. I'm reading an article that's talking about all the things related to the Supreme Court that were just ruled on. And one of the things they mentioned was that about California and parents fighting because these schools were trying to socially, maybe not medically yet, help the children transition without telling the parent, hey, do you know your kid, when he comes to school, is, you know, a boy now? And parents weren't notified, and the people in the comments acted like I made something up. No, I didn't make it up. And I actually just read about it now again in a liberal newspaper. So like they're just blind to all of this stuff. And we have to know, I think, because of the way our country was was formed, and it's about what Rush Limbaugh used to talk about all the time. Rugged individualism is what makes our country great as a whole. It's the individual. It's not about the community. It's about the individual, and the individuals make up the community. So the thing is, and I'm guilty of this, and I was thinking of it, and I just like, I can't do it. But I have to find some way to contribute. So when I say, and others, you and me, Mikey, when we say that the politicians are horrible, that the quality and their ability to reason and think is so terrible, and we complain about it, well, we keep waiting for somebody else to run to solve the problem then. And we got to look to, if we really want to fix things, we got to look to ourselves, that we have to do it. You know, I know what's in my past and what would be said, and it would be ugly, and I have some bitter exes, and it would just be, it would be terrible if you don't know the real story. You know what I mean? But look, they keep telling me that the governor of Arizona, that she used to be a Uber driver and used to work at a fast food place. And they proudly proclaim that. So you worked at a bank.
Yeah.
I think that has a little more cachet than food. And I'm not telling you have to do that, but I'm just saying that as individuals, you know, we have to take care of stuff that we often walk by. Andy Frisella talked about this. It's just like, if you, I'll actually do this. If I'm in a nice, I'm in a nice restroom, but the paper towels, there's 3 paper towels on the ground. I usually, probably 90% of the time, pick up those 3 towels that I didn't put there. It's not my job to clean up after anybody, but get rid of them, throw them away. And that's a simple example, but it's a real example that it can be harder stuff than that. But just doing the thing that's there, that instead of waiting for somebody else to do it or the next guy to do it, that we're right there, that we should just do it. And that's the only way that we're going to get change and get out of this mess, because this mess is so big. And as much as we wanted to believe in Trump to make things better, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen like that. It's too big for him. It's too big for him. It's too big for any president to do alone. It just can't happen. And I care enough about this country, and I care enough that it does worry me, the amount of people that think socialism is okay, because socialism is what leads to communism, and there's not this big difference. And that definitely worries me. So I got to do what I got to do, and it starts with us and our own families and taking care, and then doing that whatever else we can do besides and contribute. So that might be to, even local politics, like our friend Dante, he tried to run for a committee seat. I'd rather see him run for a real seat, and hopefully he does. But we need people like that are willing to say, you have to say, well, why this person? Why not you? Why isn't it you? And, even with all the bullshit, after seeing that Graham Plattner, I don't have any Nazi tattoos.
Me either.
I've done some dumb stuff, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know. It's just not something that I ever really sought, but or maybe my part could be to helping somebody else out and being there, because I do think I'd be good at that, helping somebody else, like kind of read the room, and help somebody else get elected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you know what I hate more than anything, God? I hate one thing about Arizona.
What's that?
The political signs.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I mean, we had them back in Ohio, but did we have them like this?
It's like 8 on every corner.
It's insanity. And it's the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And then because you have, you know, some of these elections every 2 years, it's just all these signs out there. It just ruins the landscape. And who votes based on a sign? That's got to be the worst marketing, or the worst way to get elected, is by spending the money on signs. But the printer will take your money, and he's laughing.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. But all right. That's what I have for today, and we'll be back on Friday to talk about the USA and what happens today. Hope you have a good rest of the week. It is hump day. Get your hump on. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back.